Hey everybody, welcome back again to the AD&D 2nd edition channel. I've got my most recent pickups here for you, which I find very interesting. So I thought I will kind of show you everything that I got here. Now the first thing is not really D&D related, it's just kind of a really good idea if you are out in the thrift shops looking for useful things to use when you're dealing with miniatures. This is something that you might want to keep an eye out for, and that is a thing of poker chips. Now I use these for larger size bases and they really work out like really nicely for that. You can see I paid $4 for it, which I don't really like paying too much for it, and I've seen other poker chip sets out there, they wanted like $7 or $8 and I just kind of passed on it. But this one here being $4, there's probably about 100 bases in here, and as you can see, they're poker chips. And if you don't know anything about poker chips, they do have quite a bit of weight to them, so that's really nice for your large size minis, just to keep them down on the table. You don't even really need to weight them down. It's just they really have a lot of heft to them compared to just a little chunk of plastic of similar size. So you prime these up, you base them and everything, and you couldn't tell the difference really between this and a regular base, and that's really why I picked these up. Now luckily for me, when I bought these, I got a Value Village survey, which if you fill it out, you save $2 off of your next purchase. So I went to a different Value Village in the same day, and I found this, which is the 3.5 core rulebook for the Player's Handbook for 3.5 edition. So really cool there, and it is in really excellent shape. I took it up to the counter. They wanted $5.99 for it, which a little bit pricier than I like to pick up books for, but at the same time, because I had that $2 off coupon, I threw it down on that. It ended up costing me $4.19 in total for this book. So really great price for the 3.5 edition Player's Handbook that is in as great a shape as this one. It's got a little ding there in the corner, but otherwise it's pretty nice. So that was that part of that adventure. Moving on to not so D&D stuff, but I like to get my minis and my D&D stuff on the cheap. My wife actually picked this up for me. This is a set of Halloween creepy insects from the dollar store. It was $1.50 for this, and you can see there's a spider in there and some scorpions and things like that. So really great for large sized critters and whatnot for Dungeons and Dragons. And if you can find these, I mean, that's a pretty good deal all around. I'm not going to go into super huge detail on all of these, but I will give you a view of it. That's a really nicely detailed spider. I think you could prime that up and do your own sort of paint job on it, but even still the way it is, you might even just be able to get away with dry brushing it and gluing it to a base. And you got your giant scorpions. That's going to need a wash and stuff, but still pretty cool. And again, there's lots of ridges and just details on that which are really great. So that's that, and here's another one, but maybe painted slightly differently, which I don't know, it's kind of interesting. A spider, which I'm sort of on this kick of finding Halloween spiders right now, so that's kind of cool right there. And then there's this spider here, and I don't totally get what's going on with its back, but I don't know if you can see it's flattened or something. I'm not really sure what that's necessarily all about, but at the same time, pretty cool. And if I wanted a bunch of those spiders, I could definitely pick it up as a giant fly or insect. Really cool. Translucent wings. Another one of those. Basically, it's two of each kind of critter there. So nice little find there for $1.50, and I didn't see them at my regular dollar store, but she seemed to be able to find them, which was kind of nice. The next thing I found, and this was a killer deal as well, is you're not gonna believe this, but the D&D Dungeon Tiles Reincarnated Set, and this one's never been opened. It's brand new. I got it at Value Village for $8, so a really good deal right there. No one's ever opened it. The only thing is, I think there's one, there's sort of a little slit in the plastic right there, but otherwise brand new, right? Sealed. So really cool right there. I'm doing my own sort of dungeon-esque kind of thing, so I don't necessarily need these, but it's still a nice thing to see here, right here, that's for sure. And then I also picked up another book, which is the Dungeons and Dragons Art and Arcana book. A little bit pricey, a little more than I like to pay for a book usually, but still for what it is, pretty cool. And I ended up paying just a little over $15 for it, but what an amazing book. I've already started reading it. It's well worth the $15, that is for sure. It basically goes through all the art and like advertisements and everything for Dungeons and Dragons. So really nice, and has like highlights of different eras and everything in it. So it's really cool. It's got a little bit of a ding there, and it's not necessarily in perfect shape. The pages are, it's just the outside got a little bit worn, I think, over time, or someone mistreated it a little bit, but still pretty neat. Something that could be used for using your terrain. This is just like from, I think, probably like a train set kind of thing, but I thought, what a good deal. It ended up being $2 for 4 trees. Can't make them for that price, I don't think. I'd have to get all the resources to do that, but I'm just gonna basically rip these open because this box is knackered anyways, so it's not a big deal, and I'll kind of get a good look at these. But anyways, it's small autumn trees, so pretty cool. And I think like online probably goes for about 10, so $2 or $3 or whatever, $2 and change. Not too bad of a deal. I'm just trying to figure out how to get this thing out of here without destroying everything, but the box has to go anyways because it's in no good a shape. So, but there you go, right there. That's like one of the trees right there. So pretty cool. And like they're plastic, so they're hardy enough and everything. And I mean, they don't really need much of anything other than maybe a slight dry brush on the base of them. But you can see a nice different vibrant colors too. And finally there's like a gold one here. There you go, right there. So pretty neat all around, I think, for, you know, basically what, a couple dollars, you get a few trees that you can use with your terrain. And that's basically the first terrain I've ever found out in the wild that is sort of terrain worthy, I would say. So really cool. I got a little bit of flocking or something falling off there, but get that out of the way. Bit of a mess, sorry about that, people, but that's the way that goes. And the next thing I found here, this was a pretty cool deal too for getting some minis. Now they're a little bit larger than 28mm, but at the same time you could use them for large sized creatures, or not creatures, but you know, humanoids. So that's pretty cool, and there's other parts to this as well, but basically I'll show you this right now, what I found. So that is called Wizardology. It's a board game. I basically took everything that I wanted out of the board game, and I'm just keeping like the miniature aspect of it. But in there is a whole ton of these like little runes, and I don't know, you could use those for like a lot of different things. And these little centers kind of pop out, which I think this one, well, yeah, this one here is missing it, so it's not a big deal. I wouldn't use them for what they're actually used for. Came with a whole bunch of like little wands and one gigantic wand. There's actually more of these little wands in here. I got them in a little bucket. Oh, here's another one of those. So lots of little bits and pieces. Came with a few odd dice, like this is a dice within a dice. So you know, you add the two together, and then this animal dice. I'm not really certain how to play this Wizardology game, so I'm not too concerned about it, just because this is what I was sort of after, is some of the things that are coming up here. I'm just trying to get everything perfectly sorted, but there you go, some more of those wands. And then you've got your figures here. So this one here is like your traditional kind of mage looking, maybe Merlin or something right there. And then you've got, I don't know, some sort of like traveler type. What do we got here? Really zen, I don't know, zen sort of deal. This guy's like really tubby with the pointed feet on him. Here's another one. Again, you could run these as is, or you could really you know, spruce them up a little bit and give them a bit of edge highlighting and whatnot, and away you go. So that was pretty cool, getting those 6 minis. They came with like a whole bunch of little accessories. I think some of them are missing. I'm pretty sure that this one here had like a little blue hat, but there was like a whole bunch of little hats. I don't know. If I glue those on even, I'd probably just leave them separate. They're sort of a little awkward. I don't know if this has anything to do with, there's a couple of magnets that was sitting in there. I'm not really sure that has anything to do with it, but I kept them anyways because you never know. Oh, there's another dice there, really odd kind of symboled covered dice, so I don't know if I'd ever get a use out of that. There was also this, which I'm not really sure what that is, like some sort of rune covered item there. And then finally, and these are something I was actually quite interested in, it was a whole bunch of animals, and they're like really cool looking animals. So like a little monkey there, that's kind of cool. That'd be good for like a familiar, sort of a cheetah. And again, like they're decently painted. I mean, maybe the eyes are a little wacky on that owl, but I don't think anyone would really notice. They're all like tabletop ready tortoise. I'm not sure how useful that would necessarily be. Then you got yourself like a little wolf type. Sorry about the focus there, but yep, pretty neat. And then this one here, which is like a, what do you call it, like a viper or something like that, snake type, so cobra. Really cool right there. And that's everything for this time around. Thanks again for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do feel free to thumbs up this video, comment down below, and I will see you all later.